Hey guys, SW here, and Happy New Year. And we kick off today's video. SW is talking shit. First in 2022, 2023 video. So, yeah. Today, we're going to talk about why I love the movie Michael Bay's Ambulance. Well, as you may know, um, as I wanted to talk about this, that as I say this, since I watched it, I enjoy the movie because it's awesome. It's way better than other movies that are like fucking show their like boring superhero stuff. Like no offense to Marvel, but I never seen any of the latest Marvel movies except the Spider-Man's one. But the only issue is that with their boring grayish colors of boring action stuff like that, and you know that's the issues I have with movies nowadays. Because if I had to pinpoint why am I why is that, because if you take a look at movies nowadays, like whenever movies are shot in like very dark setting, and with its already grayish colors, well, no, for it to like the movie I like to bring it up is Godzilla 2014 movie. No, not gonna lie, I like the movie Godzilla 2014, but here's the issue I have with the film. With the I have my gripes on it. Like when I watch it, the only issue is where the San Francisco was was already in destruction, but it was in a dark setting. And literally, I remember seeing the movie for the first time, and I'm like sitting here on the couch and looking very closely. What am I seeing? Like, what the fuck? Why is it so dark? And yeah, that's the issue with movies nowadays. Like with their dark setting, with their already ugly grayish colors. Like how am I supposed to see that? That's the issue with movies. And also with this year, with last year's 2022, I only watched Top Gun Maverick and Ambulance, with because Top Gun never does that shit. Because um it's pretty good actually. It's a pretty good movie with good lighting, good, no grayish color levels, no, not boring stuff action. With there's some action there, but it's still entertaining though. And also, yes, there's colors of orange, because that's the style from the 80s and 90s, which that really is what it feels like. You're watching a movie from the 80s and 90s. Even though Top Gun Maverick is very big, but still very acceptable. But yeah, it's really enjoyable to watch. And also, but I watched that after that. Before I watched Ambulance, I got by Michael Bay. Now you can all trash Michael Bay, either love him or hate him. I know, but you can't deny he has the skill of a director. Because dear God, I watched a lot of his movies before, like from Bad Boys, The Rock, Armageddon. He makes like very good movies. And well, not very good movies. He makes good movies, but not like masterpiece. No, no, no. And with Transformers, I know, yeah, the only thing I love for Transformers from Michael Bay is the trilogy, which is Transformers One, Transformers Revenge of Fallen, and Transformers Dark of the Moon. So, and after that, Age of Extinction. I enjoy Age of Extinction because it looks pretty beauty. Like when the camera work and cinematography looks pretty nice. And I kind of dropped back. I didn't even watch Transformers the last night because oh boy, because once I see the story kind of went like a 360 and went to shit with Bumblebee fighting Nazis. Like, oh, what? So yeah, I didn't even watch it, but I'm pretty sure it's well made with the filmmaking direction. But still, I think the storyline kind of drags the whole movie down. But yeah, but also it's kind of a shame where Michael Bay like literally spent a decade of his films on Transformers. because it didn't really help his reputation. But yeah, but still he makes, but during that he makes a lot of good films like Pain and Gain, which I should say that's Michael Bay's masterpiece because it's a it's funny, it's very yeah, it's dark as well with comedy and stuff, but it has a lot of passion in it. And I might seriously, guys, I don't know if it's your cup of tea. Watch Pain and Gain too. It's a masterpiece with Mark Wahlberg, Dwayne Johnson, and Anthony Mackie. Dwayne Johnson is literally the best character in this movie with Pain and Gain. He's make the best character in it. And other his appearances in other movies. Like I get it. I enjoy his other appearances in his movies, but in Pain and Gain, The Rock and his character shows commitment there, and it's really good and it's very funny. You should check it out. And yeah, and after the Transformers movies, and Michael Bay move on with Netflix with like highly budgetized, so Six Underground. Not gonna lie, I enjoy the movie. It's pretty pure nonstop action. But yeah, I have issues with it because with the pacing looks really like pretty strange because I keep saying like it's like pretty much unorganized, you know. And with in to be honest, Six Underground is literally the definition of what if Michael Bay directs Deadpool. And what I mean by that is because Ryan Reynolds, he can't get off the vibe where he plays Deadpool in his movies. But in Six Underground, it definitely feels like Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool in it. So yeah, it's literally Michael Bay's Deadpool. But yeah, and after that, we got to Ambulance. This is Michael Bay's latest film, and with cost only $40,000, and literally it's very astonishing because, to be honest, I thought this movie, when I watched this movie, I thought it was way over than that because of the equipment, the film setup, everything with real practical effects, and it's still $40,000, which but it feels like way more than that. Like it's $100 million, like $40 million budget to $100 million budget. Which I got mistaken saying 40,000, but yeah, it's 40 million. Yeah, it's 40 million budget, which I'm kind of impressed. And that's the same thing with Pain and Gain because Michael Bay's Pain and Gain is short budget, but it still manages, like it feels like way more than that. Like yeah. And what I like about Ambulance is because it represents everything from the 80s and 90s, just like Top Gun Maverick. But it's sadly, with Top Gun being popular, way more popular, but sadly Ambulance is pretty much underrated overall because many people don't talk about that because I don't know why. It's because nowadays movies, what like from the 80s and 90s are trying to replicate from that. It doesn't. It's like we don't. It's like past that. It's way past its time. But it's sad really because we get replaced by movies that are over budget, boring action, and grayish color nowadays, which is mostly is on Marvel's idea, and literally it's kind of sad really. I just wish many people will know about this movie and look and what it feels like to be in the 80s and 90s action movies. Like, I mean, yeah. And sure, I'm not gonna like spoil it too much for you, but I mean, Ambulance with Yaya, Isaiah, and yeah, the characters in the movie is great, and the direction of Michael Bay's shooting and the use of drones is very spectacular, like way more better than the movies using drones and everything. Yeah, and with no CGI in this movie, but there's some CGI shots which Michael Bay himself says there's some shots with CGI and he hates it so much because it doesn't look good. And to give him credit, he has a point. And yes, Michael Bay makes CGI mostly on Transformers, but he used it very carefully to make it look good. Which you can see the Transformers CGI is very very well done, and with no like um, no CGI that's noticeably very animated and very looks wonky in it and all that shit. But yeah, and and pretty much okay. And once the when Ambulance was take off in theaters with the DVD release, I got the I didn't get the Blu-ray, but I got the collector's edition, and also you can look at the back. It says non-stop Bayhem, and yeah, I totally agree. It's very non-stop Bayhem because all the actions in the movie is very very action, and it's pretty awesome because it's real practical effects. And yeah, and there's some funny moments in there too. Like, well, if you must know about the sailing scene, that's like the funniest shit I ever seen because it happens in middle, yeah, like the it's like happening between the two and three fourths of the movie, and because it wants to be like calm the action down, so we get a relief huge break from it. So yeah, but it establishes the characters of Jake and Yaya's characters. But yeah, so the story is pretty good. I enjoy the story, and the characters I enjoy too, especially with Isa Gonzalez's character. She like her character is pre-commitment and literally honestly respect. This is it represents female characters the right way, than any other movies I've seen before, and you gotta appreciate Michael Bay's direction on that. And if you look behind the scenes of Michael Bay Ambulance, in the bonus features like Bayhem Pedal to Metal, or saw a tribute to the first responders, and the rest of it from the Blu-ray, I didn't know what to name, but you can see a lot of passion and care in Michael Bay. The actors really enjoying it, because you guys should take a look at this movie. It is underrated, and it needs to be appreciated more. Mhm. And I'm gonna guarantee you, it is way better than any other movies that are very boring and grayish. No offense to any people that are enjoying those movies, but I really have. It's just my opinion, and but you gotta admit, because the movies nowadays you're receiving is just nothing but grayish stuff. And speaking of grayish stuff, Ambulance shows a lot of brightness of colors and everything, which that is literally what I can ask for. And because I take a look at Michael Bay's movies, when he sets movies at night, like 13 hours, it shows very clear colors there because it's bright. No, none of that like already gray in very dark setting. No, none of that. So yeah, if you guys want to check out Ambulance, please check it out. It's available in stores. And watch the movie, and you can either dislike or like it, either your choice. But this is one of my favorite movies of 2022, which I only see two movies in that year, which is Top Gun Maverick and Ambulance. So yeah, that's the only two movies I watch. Well, I don't check out the rest of the movies, but yeah, I'm not much of a movie goer nowadays. But yeah, so yeah, guys, this is my SW talking shit, talking about Ambulance and why it needs to be noticed a lot. Okay, so yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Sub, like, a comment, and as always, I will see you next time in my next vids. Peace out.